Good morning, campers! Moldlen here, and I bring you a Let's Play of The Quest. This is a game I used to own back in the day of the iPod Touch. It was one of my favorites. I recently saw it on Steam, having been remastered. Knew all sorts of different graphics and stuff. Let's get started. A few weeks ago, some very disturbing news came from the island of Freymore, a far section of Mercen's kingdom. Word is the governor is missing or sick. The island is in tumult. The mages all prophesy a dark shadow looming over the safety of the kingdom. Majesty, we have received news from the island of Freymore. Governor Hume has not been seen for weeks. Some think he's dead. Some think he's gone in secret to a healer because he has some dread disease. The military has knocked down the castle. I suggest we send some of our agents to find out what's going on. Another thing, Your Majesty. Zero, your Counselor of Magic Ministry, suggests we send a specific person, a newcomer to your military. He says it concerns an ancient prophecy called the Returning. I was struck by fear and awe in his voice. Since then he's gone into a trance and nobody can talk to him. I will take his suggestion seriously. Zaro's requests and concerns are quite remarkable. I feel this means much more than the governor's possible sickness. Prepare the newcomer to depart immediately! I beg your pardon, Your Majesty, but the newcomer isn't ready. He still needs weeks, maybe months, to conduct himself as like a kingdom agent. I still must accept Zaro's suggestion. The wisdom of the old arts instructs his decisions. If this newcomer is something special, he'll live, and may be some help to us. Zaro has never been wrong before, but actually, who is this newcomer? And here's character creation. Oh, these pictures are new. Yeah, these pictures are new. That one looks familiar. I think they had that one. What character should we play as first? Fighter, Thief, Mage, Battle Mage, Ranger, Priest, or we can make some sort of custom here. The thing I usually go with is I usually go with a undead mage, because they're usually extremely overpowered. At least at the beginning they are. I think for the sake of the Let's Play, I'm just going to go with one of the set things up here. Maybe change a couple of things. I'm going to go with mage, just because mage allows you to see more of, you know, what the game has in store for you. Alchemy, light weapons fine, protection magic. I don't usually use protection magic personally. Do I have healing magic? I do. So I don't need to worry about that at all. Maybe we should go with an armor. As a mage, usually people would want to go with a light armor. However, this game doesn't, at least it didn't used to, have any sort of issue with you being a heavy armor mage. That might have changed. You know what? Repair. Repair could keep our good... Nah. We're going heavy armor. And as a spellcaster, usually the best thing to go with would be that one, the Dearth. The Dearth is gifted scholars and teachers, and they can become the most powerful mages of all the races. While being stronger mentally, they are also physically weaker. They are lacking in strength, dexterity, and endurance. Yeah, so you start with certain spells, which is great. I don't know about in this one, but in the other one, depending on what you had here, would also give you things. So the fact that this gives you Cure Light Wounds and Burning Hand might be redundant, because this used to give you pure Burning Hands and Cure Light Wounds. What kind of mage should we go? Let's go for a female mage. We'll be a female. Find a female picture that matches our female mage. What kind of pictures do we got? We got here a lot of male ones. A lot of male ones. None of the female ones look too great. I'm gonna go with this one. She looks kind of pretty. What should we name her? We should name her, Moira. Alright, this is our This is Moira. She's a Darth, similar to Elfish type thing. Alright, Moira, are you ready to go on your journey of things? Let me just organize this real quick. There we go. Double check. Don't want to go in with some skills that you don't actually want. And let's go. As you arrive, a village man is waiting for you. Oh, also, whatever race you pick actually determines your beginning, how you start the game. Like the Dearth always starting this under this tree area. This looked like Peter Dinklage almost. Anyway, the Dearth always start under a tree. I think the Ciri always starts in the on the docks. It's pretty cool. As you arrive, a village man is waiting for you. Welcome, my friend. I am Bill, loyal servant of King Mercent. Hail to Mercent. We've been expecting you, although you're a few days late. We had to use this underground tunnel to smuggle a Dearth to the island. It seems the Mercent really thinks the situation of the governor requires immediate attention. You don't really seem like a kingdom agent, but you may learn. Ah, yes, I've received your equipment. Just leave through this cave in the western hall, you'll be fine. You've received your equipment, and we have a new quest. Then we can talk to him at all. Say, Hail Mercent. Hail Mercent. This is our talking. And this is him talking back to us in response to what we do. So we say, about the village. What can you tell me about your village? Matras is relatively peaceful. It's a pretty town, but the air is noxious here. And there is some small-time smuggling. You may want to get involved, but don't let it distract you from your main mission. You could stock up on supplies from the armorer, tailor, magic shop, and inn. Talk to people. Find out what you can. These villagers are loyal to Governor Human King Mercent. Hail to Mercent. Hail to Mercent. Goodbye. Alright. Immediately found a bat. That's the teleporter we came in on. Bats move too, apparently. You can see how he moved out up here. He was the skull. He was here, and he moved twice. Which is nice. Alright, here's our attack. I could just click it, huh? Nice. Oh, I missed this game. Yes. I haven't played this game since, Ooh. Cure Poison. I haven't played this game since I played it on the iPod Touch, and my iPod Touch hasn't worked for years. As you can see, we move around and do combat on a grid-based system. Every time you move one space, besides an area map, the world map is yes. Every time you move a single square, the timer will tick up by 1 minute. So it's 12:17. I move, it's 12:18. So time only moves when you move. So this is the hole we're supposed to go out of. However, there is a quest in here to retrieve a little girl's mirror. Here she is. What has brought you to this place? Business, maybe? Who are you? Vessela is my name. Marisola is my name. I'm Theron's daughter. My dad is the forest ranger. He's the greatest forest ranger this world has ever had. We live in a hut not far from here. But what are you doing here? Aren't you afraid? There was a big storm. I ran into the hollow tree to keep from getting soaked. I was combing in the rain out of my hair, and I dropped my hand mirror. It fell down here. I'm looking for it. I'll have to find it, or my dad might beat me. He said he got it from a real princess. It's silver and quite beautiful. Will you help me look? Watch out for the bats, though. They could bite. Maybe they got my sweet little mirror. Please help me, so I can go home. I'll try, girlie. You're such a big, wonderful hero. Thanks. Please hurry. I really want to go home. Apparently our female wizard here is very burly in her speech patterns. So there's some enemies. The werebats are going to be stronger. You can choose your target by clicking the name down here. This is how you use magic. We have magic. With magic like Burning Hands, it'll hit both targets on the... Put that away. It'll hit both targets on the square, so if I break this open, and then I cast Burning Hands, which is a one-tile range, so they can only hit things right in front of me. If I cast it, boom, I burn both of them to a crisp. Anybody want some crispy bat? I need to figure out how to turn. Oh, I could navigate it from down here like you did in the iPad. Oh, whereabouts in front of us? I did not paying attention. Oh? This is new. I guess you can equip multiple weapon sets, which is kind of cool. Before, you could just equip and unequip things during battle. Yeah, so you could just do that instead if you don't want. Yeah, clicking on your name here opens your inventory. Also, click I. I'm just looking at all these. Rest is a camp. You can use potions. When you camp, it'll restore health and mana as long as you have food and water. You need the appropriate supplies to be able to camp. So he's running away, so I'm gonna hit in order to skip my turn, basically, and allow him to come back to me. So I don't have to walk into his next attack. We can pick up these shrooms. There's another bat here. We're gonna Burning Hands this one to try and save on some health. And then we'll explore the cave a little bit. Yep, I remember there being some pretty decent loot down here. There's an alchemy book, if I remember correctly. It is. And if we read that, we get some alchemy points. So now we're better in alchemy. Oh, this is going to be the background to our race. The members of this race are considered to be extremely clever. Most are gifted scholars and teachers. They shine in magic. They bond naturally with energy currents that flow through the aether and can channel powers that would damage the minds of other spellcasters. According to the other races, these achievements lead to many dearth to think too highly of themselves. You can recognize one instantly because they are bald and their earlobes are missing. Ours has hair. Thank you very much. You can see it in the picture. Well, these are spells. We already know all these spells. You can see down here. You already know the spell. It tells you what kind of spell it is. We can open it and be like, woo, the ritual merchant, yay. I am not going to be reading every single book we come across, like, out loud and stuff like this one. That would take forever. There are so many books in this game. I can run through them all real quick if you want to read them. You can pause the video and you can read them. Alright, I'm going to read this next one, though. It's your background. The wind was blowing harshly the day Brother Colm found you, abandoned in the monastery. As he was walking to his morning prayers, he heard the cries of what sounded like a baby. Tracing them to his inner chapel, he found you swaddling. Tracing them to the inner chapel, he found you in swaddling, picked you up and warmed you inside his robes. Your parents were never found, nor was the mystery of how you came to be there ever solved. You flourished under the monk's care, but longed for the outside world. The books in the library were your only means of escape. One day, dazzled by a new book with illustrations of the palace of King Mercant, you felt drawn to the picture of the throne room. Suddenly, your head began to pound, and a great flash blinded you. When you opened your eyes, you found yourself in what looked like a throne room, but bound rigid by some spell. King Mercant stood near the throne. A man holding a staff of an archmage approached you. Then the king himself came near and looked into your eyes. How did you come to be here? What magic did you use to get past the warding spells in this chamber? Gotta remember this. The accents I gave these guys. I'm never gonna if he ever talks again. You had no idea what he was talking about, but you knew it was not time to lie. Sire, you said, I do not know what has happened here. My head began to ache and my stomach twisted within me. The next thing I knew, I was here. The mage reassured the king that you were harmless, but pointed out for a child to use such powers without having trained in the mage council was unheard of. Your talents would be of use. You became his apprentice. The life you led in the monastery is now a distant memory, and seems to belong to the life of another. So much has happened since that time. Thanks to the teachings and patience of many in Mercant's Mage Council, you have just passed the first mage trial yourself. That is why you find yourself preparing for your first assignment, the quests. How meta. Got some healing potions too, that's nice. Mana potions. You can use these mushrooms that I gathered to actually make things if you didn't pick that up at all. Down here it'll tell you what's... Whoa! Scrolls through items. You said... I was trying to scroll down this. But it tells you down here what sort of effect these things have. Got some fur boots. It's pretty cool. That's how you change that. I am lost. Inventory, thank you. Oh, get out. Escape! Escape! Seems to be running really quickly with its turning. Let me see if I can slow that down a little bit. Exclusive. Faster monster attack, faster movement, turning. We don't want that on. Buy and sell confirmation. We do want that. Autosave is enabled. Sure, yeah. We want autosave. Status icons. Touch mode. When controls set to... Otherwise, they'll activate when the mouse button is clicked and then released. No, yeah, well, that's fine. Use key can be used to attack when nothing is in front. I don't understand. Q next movement and attack input on the game screen. Show tooltips. Pause when not in focus. NPC faces are selectable. What? When set, all character faces from the game are selectable as a portrait from your character. Oh! Oh, that's kind of cool. You could be any of the NPCs. Confirm save overwriting. Alright, cool. That's better. That's not going to give everybody horrible sickness. So we're going to head this way. Get some of these mushrooms. And some extra gauntlets. A ring? What does this ring have on it? Feather? Okay. I don't know what the feather spell is for, actually. Because if I remember correctly, there's no actual falling in this game. We'll put this on anyway, just in case. Where do I read about spells? Character... Skills, abilities... Nope. Spells, there we go. We want environmental spells. Where is that? There it is. Oh, encumbrance. Oh, it's so I can hold more. Yeah, that makes sense. Come here, bats. We're also just gonna Burning Hands you just to avoid any sort of extra damage we might take. Ooh, some mushrooms. Now, in the iPod, the mirror is in this pool. And it still is. You have found a beautiful mirror. You have found the item of Mersola's hand mirror. So now we can go back to Marisola. That's all that's left in this dungeon. You can see that from here. All of these are walls. You can't walk past these. These are shelves that you can get things. That's where I got the the ring and the other gloves. Oh, I didn't have any gloves in the first place, so let's put those on. So you don't want to click on an NPC when their back is turned to you unless you're trying to steal from them, because you will pick their pockets. And if you get caught, you get in trouble. Oh. About your mirror. Oh, sweet lady, that's it. Doesn't it look like a mirror that belongs to a true princess? That's me. Receive your royal kiss and your royal hug. You are so wonderful. I'll never forget you. My dad would have been so mad. Thanks. Here's all I have to give you. Water, some supplies, a necklace as beautiful as you. I'll never forget how great you are. Oh, one more thing. My mom and dad used to take me to a pagoda for fishing, but they won't go now. Rumor has it an orc is terrorizing the bridge and won't leave. This quest sucks if you don't know how to do it. My mom's afraid he'll eat me. If you go to that area, we'll get rid of the orc, please. The pagoda is quite a way south from here, through the bushland near the Lake Brendan. I love it so much. I used to catch so many fish. Please try and kill the orc and come back and tell my mom. I have to run now. We found the lost item of the mirror. We got a new quest, the orc at the bridge. This quest, yeah, if you don't know how to do it, you're screwed. Because you either have to give him a ton of gold for early game, find his... We'll get to it when we get there. You've received an item of water. We got 2 apples. We got an amulet. The amulet's pretty good. I think it increases your health. No, it increases your environmental magic. I'm wrong. But now we gotta go outside and see that, oh, it's late. So the village should be there. Yes, there's the village. This is the tavern right here. What is this icon on my... Is it the flowers? Oh, I'm attracting the attention of the archers that are up here. I should not do that. This is not the tavern. This one's the tavern. I was gonna say, because the tavern has 2 windows. And this one you can steal from. Any of the windows that have the darkness you can steal from. However, that is a guaranteed wanted level. Goodness gracious. I keep pushing the button too many times. This game is so pretty. They really did a good job with it. Oh, it's an escort. the Brenna the Streetwalker. They're all over the place. You can't really do anything with them. Sometimes they'll give you information. So this is a tavern. You can either talk to the tavern keeper, you can get all the information. We're supposed to talk to him about this sickness. Yes, it's terrible. You need to talk to the mayor. He is looking for a miracle in the form of a brave warrior like you to save us from the infection. Well, I'm not sick yet, but I know several villagers who are. They're in pitiful condition. Men can't work, women can't tend their children. If you're a savior, you'd best get going. After you have a pint of two, of course. And we can ask about a beer in order to buy a beer. Costs 10 gold. Yeah, we could afford 10 gold. Yeah. So beer will have different effects. They're usually really good for fighters because they give you buffs and debuffs in certain areas. Heals you for 2 points. Alcoholic. Once you get drunk, that's when you get like sort of the debuffs. And the debuffs are usually to like intelligence and charisma. Not like charisma, but the equivalent of charisma. Personality. Anyway. Another thing is you can sleep in here without needing food or water in order to heal and regain mana. So it costs 50 gold. What we could do is you could play a game of cards and you can bet 50 gold. If you win, you'll get 50 gold. Which will pay for your room, basically. I pretty much never pay for a room. I always do this. I may do one game as each type, and then I might just, every time after that, I might just skip doing the card game, because the card game, I'm not sure is that fun to watch, but it is a lot of fun to play. So we'll start with the warrior deck, the very top one. My favorite one is the necromancer, my least favorite is the sorcerer. The sorcerer is difficult to use. You'll see. Anyway, we're a warrior, we're fighting a warrior, it looks like. Okay. Sorry, the cards are just a little different, but they all seem to be exactly the same in their function. Have on the defenses if it applies. Anyway, Bleed's always a good thing to get out, first of all. Trying to just get some of that ongoing damage. Lasts for 3 turns. And if you click on it while it's up here in your... These are your overtime stuff. Like, you can put like shields here. You can put damage over time here. You can see how many turns it has left. What is this? Remove a marker from the opponent. Yeah, that removes one of these markers. One of these here. In order to make it easier for you to stab people. Or something. So the backstab inflicts 5 damage. Any kind of defense ignored. So if you had a shield, it would ignore the shield. The shield has a 12 hit points. So if he does like this again and he did 4 damage, he would do 4 damage to this as well as 3 damage to me because it blocks 25%. So we're going to play a shield in order to prevent some damage, although he backstabbed and ignored our defense anyway. We don't really need a remedy at this point. We'll just go for a crush. Some straight old damage. Slash, the weakest of them all. What is this? 50% damage bonus per turn. That's a really good one to get if you have overtime damage, because then you hit multiple times with the same attack. How many turns does this have left? 1? Yeah, I'm just going to ignore it for now then. We're going to heal. Because we can. Give it a backstab. He just did 8 damage. That's a pretty good heal spell. What is this? 50% damage, but 30% more damage. Take it on turns. So I can do extra damage to him if I use this. However, he'll do extra damage to me. Oh, let's just do it. He didn't even use it. What a silly. So the AI is not too smart in this how it works. But sometimes they'll just pull out combos that'll just wreck your face. 50% damage resistance. What is this? Increased damage inflicted, yes. We'll go with a shield. And he destroyed our shield. Well, that does damage and removes a thing. Get rid of your armor. I don't want your armor on this field. Increase your max health. That's a good one. That used to be yellow. I don't know why that's important, but... Damage over time, always good. We'll increase our damage of damage over time. He got rid of it. But don't worry, we did 3 damage here, 3 damage here. He had 6 health left. He's dead. And we can do that as many times as we want. For now, I'll do the rest. I'll do the other decks in another episode. But for now, we just got our room for free. We sleep for 8 hours. After you wake up, Jose, the innkeeper, serves a delicious food and water. You feel fully rested. Your health and mana are increased for a while. Oh, it increases the maximum, huh? Did it do that in the other one? It might have. I just don't remember. Anyway, this is the town square. You can fill water in the fountain. Here's the magic shop, the armor shop, the tailor, and the alchemy shop. So the first place I usually like to go is the magic shop, see if there's any sort of important magics that I want to be grabbing. Remove curse, not as important. A book of magic missile is important because it gives us a ranged attack. I don't know how much like actual range it has, but as far as I know, it goes on infinitely. But I bet it stops out of your sight or something like that. Damage living, this is a good spell. It does a lot of damage to living targets, but you can only learn it if you are dead. The color of the spell is what school it is, and these are the necromancy. The black ones are the necromancy. You can only learn necromancy if you are undead. You can't even use the scrolls. We have Burning Hand, so we don't need a scroll of Burning Hand. Sometimes it's good to get some scroll of light wounds in order to not die, basically. It's basically just like having a potion. Yeah, and she can also enchant our items if we have anything that has enchanting value. Some items don't have enchanting value, like some of the basic armors in the very beginning. Training, she'll train us in healing magic in order to make us better healers. It takes a lot of gold to train. And then all these places have stuff like that. What did I go with here? I went for heavy armor, so we want to make sure we're wearing heavy armor at pretty much all times. What is this? Light armor, we don't want it. Fur armor, we don't want it. Light armor, we don't want it. Heavy armor, it's good. So we're going to go in here and we're going to sell... We don't get to sell any of that stuff because that goes to the other person. We're going to go over there and sell that first. Hello, we're here to sell. Yep, we want to sell these for all of this delicious gold. These leather capes are pretty good because they give you armor. It's light armor too, so we would end up leveling up in that. Oh yeah, you level up based on what like your equipment is. If you get hit and you're wearing light armor and you're wearing heavy armor, you'll get experience points in both. Having one piece of light armor in order to have this cape is pretty good. However, it is out of our price range. It also gives us a fashionable. It also gives us points in our outfit, which is important. People care about your appearance in this game. Your appearance will affect how people treat you, and how... I think it affects your prices as well. I think the nicer you look, the more expensive things are, usually. I might be completely wrong on that, do not quote me. I want a shield. I did a real dumb and I sold my shield. So we're gonna go in the alchemy shop and sell some of our potions that we don't want. Like we don't want this. I bought this, I know I bought this, but we don't want it. We're a mage. Fortifies melee? Nope. We don't use we're gonna avoid using melee. More often than not. We're gonna end up using melee a lot because that's just how this game works. We're just gonna try and avoid it though. Still do not have enough for a shield. What's the difference here? Literally like nothing other than condition. Durability, as they say. We'll repair our 2 items. So something else I could do that's fairly cheaty is you can go back to the tavern and you can get like infinite money pretty much in order to get all the items that you want. Hello, Peter Dinklage. But I'm not going to end up doing that. So what we can do instead is we can go around and search these barrels and they'll give us items. Oh, actually, I know of place that'll allow us to get items a lot quicker. We'll check these real quick first. Ooh, a scroll of resist poison. I'll probably end up selling that. However, if we go up here, into this house here, you get all these items. You get bread, meat, mushroom, black beer, water, and a book. What is the book? This one's just a storybook. If you want to read it, you can go ahead. It's on the screen. You can pause it at any point. But I'm not going to be reading those books because they take too much time. I didn't want to do that. I want to search these. If I just click on it, can I do that? Nope. I do not attack villagers either, because that'll get you in trouble, and you can't even kill them. I know, right? You can't even kill them. But you still get in trouble for it. We're going to go back here and sell these beers and such. Yep, we want to sell this beer, we want to sell that beer, we want to sell this rum, we want to sell that rum. I think I've only had one character that I used to actually get drunk. Like, he actually got drunk as his thing. We want to learn that spell that we got. We didn't actually do that. So there we go. There's that, if you care. Now that we know these spells, we don't need these books anymore, and we can just sell them. Well, anyway, that was our first traipse into the world of the quest. I'll probably buy a shield real quick, and then I'll end the episode. I'm going to go to the armor, because I decided to go and get heavy armor as our skill. Does he train you in heavy armor, or does he train you in repair? He trains you in repair. Anyway, that was the quest. I'm going to go back to the tavern in order to end the episode. This is a really fun game. I really enjoyed it back when it was on the iPod Touch, and it seems like it's the same game so far. I've only played half an hour of it, but it still seems just amazing. I would highly suggest checking it out if you can. We're going to be continuing this another time. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a like down below. If you want to see more, you can head to my channel, check out some of the stuff. And until next time, we'll see you around the campfire. See you, campers.